When it comes to the Golden State Warriors, the headlines are often dominated by stats, trades, and rings. But every once in a while, a story surfaces that reminds us why this organization has remained a model of consistency and excellence for over a decade. Recently, former Warriors big man DeMarcus Cousins pulled back the curtain, not on basketball strategy or game film, but on how the franchise treats its people. Speaking on FanDuel TV, Cousins gave glowing praise to the Warriors, echoing what Jimmy Butler had already said earlier this offseason. Golden State is different. Being a guy that was a part of the organization, I can agree with Jimmy 100%. It's definitely one of the top organizations in the NBA. They treat their players well, they treat players' families well. But what Cousins shared next took things to another level. He revealed that during the NBA playoffs, the Warriors go as far as to charter a separate plane for players' families, a luxury and gesture of respect that few teams in the league would even consider. From, meal plans on the road to traveling, during the playoffs, finals, they have their own separate plane just for players' family members. So it's not many organizations doing that. What he's saying is absolutely true. Let's pause and let that sink in. In a league driven by dollars, data, and daily drama, the Warriors lead with values. They understand that players perform better when their families are supported and valued. That's not just a bonus, it's a competitive advantage. It's no wonder Jimmy Butler has embraced the Bay Area so quickly. Since arriving in Golden State, Butler hasn't just fit in, he's elevated the culture, the defense, and the expectations. In his first season, he averaged 17.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists on 47.6% shooting. But more importantly, he transformed the Warriors into the league's best defensive unit when on the floor. The team went 23-7 with Butler active. That's not a fluke. That's leadership meeting opportunity in the perfect system. Now think about this. A team that already has Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Steve Kerr's championship blueprint just added a player like Jimmy Butler, and behind the scenes, they're treating him and his loved ones like royalty. That's not just about basketball. That's about building something sustainable, something that matters. Cousins elaborated on how the organization makes new players feel at home, especially big names like Butler. Obviously, it's early, but I know, dealing with the Warriors myself, the organization is going to roll out the red carpet for him. They want him to feel welcome. They want him to feel like he's a part of the family. And he's absolutely right. Golden State's approach has always gone deeper than just talent acquisition. It's about chemistry, buy-in, and shared values. And in Butler, they found someone who doesn't just compete, he commits. Giving the extension to Jimmy at this point in his career, it makes sense. Everybody's playing their part to make this work. As of right now, it's working. And that's the key. It's working. Now, as we head into a new season, this story matters. Because while other teams throw money at superstars and experiment with risky roster construction, the Warriors are focused on building a culture that wins from within. And we want to hear from you, Dub Nation. Do you think the Warriors' approach to treating players like family gives them an edge that other teams just can't replicate? Is this the reason stars like Jimmy Butler choose Golden State over flashier offers? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's celebrate more than just what happens on the court. Let's talk about what makes this franchise truly elite. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a drop of exclusive stories, behind-the-scenes access, and updates from Warriors Nation News. We've got more coming your way.
If there's one story that has cast a shadow over the Warriors offseason, it's the ongoing uncertainty surrounding Jonathan Kuminga. The talented 22-year-old forward, once seen as a rising star in Golden State, now finds himself at the center of a negotiation battle that could define the team's direction for years to come. And fans across the Bay Area are asking the same question. Will Kuminga stay, or will he walk? After averaging 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists last season, Kuminga showcased flashes of brilliance, especially in the mid-season stretch when injuries forced him into a more prominent role. His athleticism, burst in transition, and improved efficiency from the field all pointed to a player who is ready to take that next leap. But instead of celebrating his breakout, the conversation has shifted to contracts, agent statements, and speculation. Clutch Point's Brett Siegel initially reported that the Warriors had already offered Kuminga a deal worth $30 million per year, only for it to be turned down by his camp. This report made waves across the NBA media landscape and left many Warriors fans frustrated. After all, if a player who has yet to prove himself consistently in the postseason is rejecting a near-max offer, what does that say about his commitment? But then, the plot thickened. Kuminga's agent, Aaron Turner, quickly took to social media to deny the report. On X, formerly Twitter, Turner wrote, "No one on our side was turning down $30 million a year. Our camp is smarter than that. Narrative makes no sense. Twisted up Slater's words, I think. #fake news." That one tweet sparked a firestorm. Who's telling the truth? Did the Warriors really pull the offer? Was there ever an official offer in the first place? The answers remain murky, and meanwhile, Kuminga's restricted free agency continues to stall other potential moves the front office may want to pursue. What we do know is this: the Warriors front office is walking a tightrope. They see the value in Kuminga's potential, but they're unwilling to overpay for a player who still struggles with consistency, off-ball movement, and defensive awareness, especially in a Steve Kerr system built on motion and spacing. Let's not forget that Kuminga was benched during the playoffs, with Kerr opting to play veterans in crucial moments. That's not a coincidence. That's a signal. Now the Warriors are reportedly prepared to lower their offer to something closer to $20 million per year. And the longer Kuminga's camp waits, the more leverage they seem to lose. It's become a game of chess, one that's playing out publicly with fan emotion tied into every move. The problem? The Warriors can't fully move forward with key free agent signings like Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton until the Kuminga situation is resolved. League insiders say that both deals have verbal agreements with Golden State, but neither deal can be finalized until the team knows how much cap space will remain after Kuminga's fate is sealed. This brings us to a key question, Warriors Nation. Is Kuminga still a piece of the long-term puzzle, or is he simply holding back progress? It's a tough spot to be in. On one hand, Kuminga has the tools to be a future all-star. On the other, his development has been inconsistent, and his ability to coexist with Curry, Butler, and Green is still unproven. And what's perhaps most frustrating of all for the fans is the lack of transparency. The conflicting reports, the agent pushback, the quiet tension, it all adds up to confusion. And confusion breeds impatience, especially in a city that wants to see this team make one last title run while Steph Curry is still at the peak of his powers. So, what happens next? Some insiders believe that a sign-and-trade could still be in play, with the Chicago Bulls reportedly showing interest if a deal involving other pieces like Josh Giddey or Kobe White can come together. Others say Golden State might simply re-sign Kuminga at a more modest figure and look to flip him by the 2026 trade deadline. Either way, this saga isn't just about one player. It's about the identity of the Warriors moving forward. Do they continue investing in youth with high ceilings but raw execution, or do they double down on veterans and proven playoff performers like Jimmy Butler and Al Horford and push for one last championship window? Let us know what you think, Warriors Nation. Should the front office hold firm on their price for Kuminga, or should they give him what he wants and lock him in as a foundational piece of the future? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because this story is far from over.
The Golden State Warriors are more than a basketball team. They're a basketball family. And if there's any doubt about that, just listen to DeMarcus Cousins and Jimmy Butler, two veterans who've played on multiple franchises and understand what true organizational excellence looks like. On FanDuel TV, Cousins offered a rare look behind the scenes of what it means to be a Warrior, not just on the court, but off it. His comments weren't about stats or playbooks, they were about something deeper, the way Golden State treats people. And one detail stood out above all. During the playoffs and the finals, Cousins revealed, they have their own separate plane just for players' family members. It's not many organizations doing that. Think about that. While other teams focus strictly on X's and O's, the Warriors are building an ecosystem where the players and their families feel truly valued. That level of care isn't standard, it's elite.
And it's exactly why players like Jimmy Butler feel so at home in Golden State. Since joining the team, Butler has not only bought into the system, he's amplified it. He averaged 17.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists per game, shooting nearly 48% from the field. But more importantly, the Warriors posted the best defensive rating in the NBA with him on the floor. That's not a coincidence. That's Jimmy's leadership, grit, and intensity transforming the team's defensive identity. In just half a season, he became a glue guy, a tone setter, a warrior in every sense of the word. And DeMarcus Cousins could see it coming. The organization is going to roll out the red carpet for him. They want him to feel welcome. They want him to feel like he's a part of the family, Cousins said. The Warriors' investment in Butler wasn't just about adding talent. It was about building chemistry, reinforcing their values, and setting the tone for one last championship push in the Curry era. Let's not forget, last season could have looked very different. The Warriors beat the Rockets in a grueling 7-game first-round series. But then came the heartbreak. Steph Curry injured his ankle in Game 1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and everything changed. Without Steph, Golden State simply didn't have the firepower to compete. They lost the series in 5 games. And yet, the takeaway wasn't despair, it was hope. Because we all saw what this team could be when healthy. We saw flashes of greatness. We saw the fire still burning in Curry's eyes, the leadership from Draymond, the grit from Jimmy. And now the front office is working to fill the gaps. Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton are expected to sign once the Jonathan Kuminga situation is resolved. Both are players who embody the Warriors' identity: smart, tough, experienced, and willing to do the dirty work. But just as important as who's coming in is how the organization treats who's already here. From custom meal plans on road trips to flying families on separate playoff planes, the Warriors have built a culture that extends far beyond the hardwood. And this is what makes Golden State different. This is why free agents want to come here. This is why veterans like Cousins speak so highly of the franchise even after short stints. And this is why a player like Jimmy Butler, who's known for demanding excellence, feels like he's finally found a home. In an era where loyalty is rare and team chemistry is fleeting, the Warriors have built something enduring, something powerful, something personal. Draymond Green summed it up best just a few weeks ago. The heavy lifting has been done. We added Jimmy. That was the biggest thing we needed. Now we can tool around that. Translation: the core is intact, the culture is strong, and the belief is real. Warriors Nation, we want to hear from you. Do you believe this team has what it takes to go all the way? Is this culture, the care, the chemistry, the championship mindset, what sets us apart from the rest of the league? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love seeing behind-the-scenes insights from former players like Cousins or analysis on off-season moves, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Because here on Warriors Nation News, we're not just reporting the news. We're living it together.